So Mark chapter 6, title of the message, No Guarantee of Safety, begins in verse 14. King Herod heard of it. What is the it? Well, it's the miracles that Jesus had performed that were recorded earlier on in the chapter. King Herod heard of it, for Jesus' name had become known. Some said, so now some speculation, who is this Jesus guy? Well, it's John the Baptist has been raised from the dead. That is why these miraculous powers are at work in him. But others said, no, this is Elijah. And others said, no, he's a prophet, like one of the prophets of old. But when Herod heard of it, he said, John, that's his pick, and now we know why, whom I beheaded has been raised. For it was Herod who had sent and seized John and bound him in prison for the sake of Herodias. How is she described? Who's Herodias? Tells us who she is. His brother Philip's wife, because he had married her. Doesn't say it was his wife. No. The gospel is not going to give him that honor. As far as the gospel is concerned, she's still his brother Philip's wife, even though he had married her. For John had been saying to Herod, that's John the Baptist, it is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife. If you are one of God's ministering servants, you can pretty much expect that at some time you're going to at least take a pinch for Jesus, if not a punch in the face. That's a reality. You know, I love one of the Proverbs. One of the Proverbs says, beware when all men speak well of you. Just think about that for a moment or two. It's like, is there a typo in there? Beware when all men speak well of you? No, there's no typo. It's true. If people love you and like you and always speak well of you, well, you're really not one of Jesus' disciples. Because at times, you're going to take at least a pinch for Jesus. You're going to get some pushback if you're a person that speaks the truth and models the truth and stands up for the truth, as Jesus obviously did, as John the Baptist obviously did, as Elijah obviously did, as Daniel the prophet did. Simply following Jesus is one thing, but following Jesus is not simple. It's going to lead to some difficulties.